Good morning. Welcome to another One Mind meditation. We have 4 minutes before we go live with the actual meditation. So until then, I've got some wisdom from some really cool teachers to share with you. And the best way to prepare and get ready for meditation is just slow down your breathing, bring your attention to your breath, slow it down. Breathe in through your nose, deep into your belly, and slowly out. Ilza, a very good morning to you, and Estelle, good morning, and Sunmay, good morning. It is awesome seeing you all. Right, let's work our way through a couple of really cool quotes. Jacqueline, good morning, very good to see you. The first one says, life doesn't put a limit on how much you can learn. Life does not put a limit on how much you can learn, you do. Life doesn't create limitations, you create your own limitations. Karabo, good morning, awesome seeing you. This one says by Hiral Nagda, he says, limitations are in the mind, not in reality. Limitations are in the mind, not in reality. Another version of saying we are the ones who create our limitations. Limitations are not created around us, we create it for ourselves. Sapita, good morning, good to see you. Charlene, good morning. Anthony, good morning, dude. Awesome seeing you. Arnold Payton said, we don't create abundance. Abundance is always present. What our mind creates is limitation. We don't create abundance. Abundance is always. What we often create, what our mind creates, is the limitation that keeps us from the abundance. So all these different strings of thoughts obviously point to one thing. Our limitations are created by ourselves. It is our mind and the fear that we deal with in our minds that create our limitations. So one more before we get started, or maybe two more. There's another one I want to add by Purvi Raniga says, when we start understanding our inner being, we become untouched by many external factors. This process changes our thought process and makes us limitless. Maggie, good morning. Pat, good morning. When we start understanding our inner being, we become untouched by many external factors, and this process changes our thought process, and this makes us limitless. So one more thought on becoming limitless, on being less limited is, Jagadish Kumar says, there is a limit for everything, but being patient gets you beyond limitations. This was the first time today that I discovered this one, and I kind of like that. Michelle, good morning, and Marty, good morning. There is a limit for everything, says Jagadish Kumar, but being patient gets you beyond the limit. That's some food for thoughts. I think I like that one. For today's meditation, I want you to use your imagination. I want you to think for a moment just before we get started about taking a walk outside, either in your own garden or maybe you can think about a beautiful garden somewhere where you can go and take a quick walk in and pick a flower. Bring the flower back with you, sit down for your meditation, keep the flower close at hand, put it in your hair if you have any, and if you don't, you can just stick it behind your ear. We're going to use that flower in today's meditation. So if you're ready, you can close your eyes, and we'll float away together, starting with the first few big breaths. Let's take a deep breath in. And out. Take a deep breath in. And out. A deep inhale. And let it go. Deep breath in. And out. One more big breath in. And let it all flow away. You can continue the same breathing pattern on your own time. Every slow inhale through your nose gets drawn all the way deep down into your belly. As you fill up your belly with air, feel yourself expand in all directions. As you breathe in, lift yourself a little bit higher. Imagine the top of your head coming closer to the ceiling. And as you release, let all of it go. As you breathe out, soften your spine, slump down your shoulders and drop your head. You can bring closer the flower that you picked in your mind. As you breathe in, use your mind, use your imagination to smell the fragrance of this flower. Imagine the garden where you picked this flower. are the sounds you hear in this garden? We'll do the last few big breaths of this phase together, helping our bodies stretch, adjust, and settle down. Let's take a deep breath in. As you release, drop your head all the way forward. And roll out your neck muscles. Big half circles to the left and to the right. Take a deep breath in. As you release, roll your shoulders forward. Big, slow circles. Breath in. As you release, roll your shoulders backwards. Take a deep breath in. As you release, focus on your spine. Imagine the flower you picked with its face turned toward the sun, swaying left and right in the breeze. As you lean your body over to the left and over to the right, stretching into your back muscles, loosening up your spine. One more big breath in. And as you release, you can stretch, move, or adjust any part of your body that still needs a bit of help settling down. From this beautiful space of being present, we can turn inwards and dive deep inside for the next part of today's journey. With every next inhale, we'll hold our breath for a few short moments, followed by a long, slow exhale. Let's take a deep breath in. And hold. As you release, make it a really long, really slow exhale. Take a deep breath in. And hold. As you release, feel into your body. Feel every muscle in your body soften. Take a deep breath in. And hold. As you release, follow the downwards flow of your shoulders slowly falling, your body slowly softening, and you slowly slipping deeper into you. One more big breath in. And hold. And as you release, feel yourself melting. Feel your whole body dissolving. Feel yourself slip into a deeper level of surrender with every slow exhale. You can continue the same breathing pattern on your own time. Every slow inhale through your nose is an invitation. It invites you to turn inwards and follow. As you breathe in, feel the air flow in through your nostrils. Feel the air touch the back of your throat. Stay with your breath as it flows in through your lungs. And as you fill up the balloon inside your belly, feel yourself slip all the way in. Hold your breath only for as long as it feels easy. And release and exhale for as long and slow as you can. With your next big breath as you dive deep into you, take that flower you picked, hold its stem between your fingers, and take a good look. Take your next big breath. next big breath, as you dive deep into you, study this stem of this flower you're holding. The stems of flowers can look vastly different from one to the other. While they're mostly all green, some are pretty dense and woody, and some are almost hollow like a straw. Some are smooth, some are hairy. Some have lines, grooves, running lengthwise. With your next big breath, as you dive deep into you, study the stem of this flower you are holding in your hand and just appreciate its perfection. Take your next big breath. If you follow the stem up towards the flower, at the base of the flower is a little green bowl. It looks like green petals, almost cupped like two hands together holding the flower. With your next big breath, you dive deep into you. Just look at that beautiful design. Green leaves cupped together, holding a flower. Study the perfection. Take your next big breath. Then next, when you look at the underside of your flower's petals, notice the texture. Notice whether the color is all uniform from side to side, from edge to edge, or is there a slight change in the color? Notice how perfectly shaped every petal is. Take your next big breath. shift your attention to the edges of the petals. Use your finger and trace around the edge of a petal. What is the texture? Is it a straight or quite a straight edge to the petals of your flower, or is it quite frilled? Is the color at the edge different than the rest of the petal? Study the perfection. Take your next big breath. Front surface of the petals. Look at the perfect geometry in which they are arranged around the center of the flower. Touch with your finger the texture of the petals. See if you can feel it under your fingertips. Take your next big breath. Following the petals to the center of the flower. And again, this could be vastly different from one flower to the next. Is the center of your flower soft, spongy, yellow, green, or maybe even a different color? Or is it a bit more like a trumpet or a lily, descending deep into the depths of the flower? With your next big breath, as you dive deep into you, also dive deep into the perfection at the center of this flower. Take your next big breath. We'll take the last few big breaths of this phase together, slipping out of the breath-holding space and into the next. Let's take a deep breath in and hold. And as you release, make it a really long, really slow exhale. Take a deep breath in and hold. As you release, invite softness into every fiber of your being. One more big breath in. And hold. And as you release, feel yourself slip all the way through. There's no more attention on your breathing. Sit all the way back or lie all the way back down and feel yourself just floating. We are often quick to exclaim perfection when looking at a flower. And it truly is perfectly amazing how nature produces something so beautiful, so effortlessly. It has been said that perhaps flowers were the key to the awakening of human consciousness, because we could imagine that most animals don't walk around appreciating the beauty of a flower. But somewhere very long ago must have been the first human creature who stopped and looked and thought, wow. Was that the beginning of human consciousness? However, when we do look closely and critically at any flower, we'll find a few cells here, a few cells there that didn't form quite perfectly. A slightly misformed or misshapen petal here and there. And even when we notice that imperfection, we are quick to say, but it is perfect in its imperfection. It makes it unique. Could you turn that lens on you for a moment? Could you see your perfection? And notice your mistakes as part of this human perfection. Because here's the thing. For this flower, as perfect, amazing, and beautiful as it is, this one expression is it. It doesn't have any other ways of creating. It doesn't have any other ways of expressing itself. This is what it is. One expression. And not that we need to compare ourselves to anything else constantly, but just notice that compared to this flower, your expression, the ways in which you can create is limitless. The ways in which you have already expressed yourself up until now are uncountable. And there are ways in which you can create that you have not discovered yet. Your ability to express is limitless. You are a limitless being. And maybe that last quote is exactly the key. Perhaps what gets us beyond limitation is patience. Getting to know the being that you are. Getting to understand your soul's expression. You are limitless. And let every time you experience the beauty of a perfect flower be your reminder that you are even more. We have the last 5 breaths of gratitude to do together. With every exhale, I'll say my thank you, and I invite you to say yours. Let's take a deep breath in. Thank you for every single beautiful flower in the world. Take a deep breath in. Thank you for noticing beauty, for having the conscious experience of what is beautiful. Take a deep breath in. Thank you for noticing, for realizing that our human expression is so much more. Take a deep breath in. This is not a comparison to make one better than the other. Just a deep understanding that we really are limitless. And as we move closer to understanding what our soul is, we can get beyond the limitations we have already placed on ourselves. One more big breath in. Thank you, beautifully limitless humans. Thank you for joining us on this journey. Thank you for your openness to have a journey like this with us. Thank you for picking a flower with your mind and playing along with us. Nella, good morning. Vivian, good morning. Thank you, Ilza. Thank you, Anthony. Dude, enjoy your vacation. You must come and visit South Africa at some point in one of your vacations. Thanks, Estelle, Sunmany, and Leshna. Good morning. So much love to you all. Go and pick a flower today. Take a moment and really have a look. Again, this is not a comparison really, but remember that your ability to create, your ability to express can't even be counted. Big love to you all. Have a beautiful day. Ciao, ciao.